Hey guys, good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody's having a good day today. Um, Yesterday was pretty intense, right? Yesterday was a crazy market. Pretty red for most stocks, right? I think it was pretty much the overall market that was down yesterday. Like always, my name's Jose Najarro. I live stream here on YouTube, taking a look at stocks you want to take a look at. Long-term investor. So let's see what we have in store for today. Like always, feel free to post questions on the chat. And good morning again. I don't know if I said that already. But first, what I want to take a quick look at are just some of the earnings that we had yesterday. Yesterday we had a few interesting ones, right? We had Tattoo Chef. I think the stock might be down a bit. I don't know. I might be working on a video on that. What's going on, Cleveland? What's going on in Judo? Hope you guys are doing good. So yesterday we had Tattoo Chef do earnings. Stock is down 1.6%. I think this is the video I'm gonna work on in a bit. What's going on, Pilot? I'm doing good in Judo. How about yourself? So I think this might be a video I'm working on today. I'm also working on another video. I don't know if you guys watched my previous video where I did things to do before buying the dip. I want to do a little bit more of that. Just a little more strategy thinking as well. So that's something I was looking at today, and I think would be a very good video. So that's going to be out later today. I still haven't decided what stocks to look at for today. Pilot, very strong inflation numbers yesterday. Yeah, it's pretty intense. The overall growth there, right, really driving the overall stock price down. But I don't know, right? It's crazy. Pilot, yep. So that's gonna be another one. So it's gonna be today's definitely gonna be another video of strategy and mindset for downturn. Something I've been thinking of a few positions. No intentions of selling, but when purchasing, a little more strategy behind it as well. So that's what I'm gonna work on. So Tattoo Chef did yesterday, right? What else do we have? I don't know if you guys are big on Wish. I'm not a big fan of their website, so because of that, I usually don't invest. The company is down 13%. Let's see, what else do we have? We had Wish yesterday. We had Room. I know that's the online, that's another car salespeople. The Room stock, that one's actually up 13%. That's actually pretty impressive. You still don't see this too much right now, right? When stocks do earnings and they're up, especially for these growth stocks. What other things do we have? This morning we had a few interesting ones. We had Alibaba. I haven't looked at their earnings, but let's see how the stock is reacting. It's down about 3%. It's crazy, right? 3% used to seem like a lot back in the day. Now 3%, it's like, okay, I'm not down too much. I don't own Baba, right? But down 3% doesn't seem too bad. That's crazy. I'm guessing this is one of the main reasons. I haven't looked at it, but it says Alibaba posts first operating loss as a public company. I'm guessing there was a one-time expense. Maybe the legal fee they had to charge. I don't know. Obviously, a lot of clickbait in titles. So definitely don't just take I have to take a look at their earnings. Pilot, I do agree, right? Same. Wishes. I just don't like the website. It looks pretty weird. I wouldn't purchase anything from Wish, but I don't think I'm their consumer. I think they're more of like for people that want to start some form of quick e-commerce like Alibaba type deal. Still not something I enjoy too much. What else do we have today? I'm not a fan of Yeti. Xpeng. I feel like maybe some of you guys might be in Xpeng. Let's see. Xpeng stock. That one's up 4.6%. Oh, it's a Chinese electric vehicle manufacturer, Chinese EV. Okay, I thought this was another company, but this one's up 4.6%. We also had Celsius today. Celsius is one of those positions we got really lucky in. Good morning, Mr. Bear, in the Discord channel. This is one we enter at really low prices. Right now it is up 10% before pre-market. They reported some strong earnings, I guess. So I think I might do this one and Tattoo Chef together. But overall, the stock is still down a nice amount. What else do we have today? This morning we had Celsius. I don't think anything else came out today that was any interesting. Yeah, Donald, Celsius is doing nice. Really, really nice. So let's see. Hold on, guys. I'm getting a call. That's not important. Um, and then today, right? Today, I don't follow these Playboy, Bumble, or Generation. Still did yesterday. Grow Generation still did earnings yesterday. I don't know if you guys want videos on those. But today after the close, I really want to see Walt Disney, Airbnb, Coinbase, and DoorDash. Those are probably my. I don't have any. I just have Disney. But the others I'm super interested in. Airbnb, in all honesty, I'm hoping for a pullback. Wouldn't mind getting into that one. But watch me hoping for a pullback on this one. I haven't really seen the price. It probably could have pulled back a lot already. But Airbnb is one I'm really keeping an eye out. I want to take a look at Mogo too. Mogo is that small, super small fintech company. And Judos, you just read my mind. Company is up 1%, right? So not any moves. I'm gonna have to take a look at their results. Definitely, let's take a quick look at Mogo. I want to. So guys, feel free to post any stocks in the chat you guys want to take a look at. Investors presentation, and we can take a quick look at them. Right now, futures are looking okay. What's going on, Polly? Right, most of the stuff that and this is what I feel like we're getting a lot lately. We get some really big red days, right? We get some nice, huge red days. I feel like yesterday was a pretty big red day. The day after, we see a small increase, and we kind of forget about yesterday's red day. So we're like, okay, yesterday was the downturn. But then it's like, bam, psych. It was just a small green day to get you guys faked out. But I'm not saying it's a constant thing that's going to happen, but something that's been happening, right? We can see here red days, big red days, followed by small green days, followed by another big red day. Mr. Bear doesn't, oh, does it? Maybe I might wait for that, Mr. Bear. I have to check out the calendar. I always forget about that, the lockup expiration period. So Mr. Bear, if you can actually get me the date on that, that would be pretty cool. David Becker, how about Singa? Okay, we can definitely take a look at Singa. And Jeffrey, Jevo, any good as a company? Jevo, we can take a quick look. Let me take a quick look at what's going on, Ralph. Good morning. Let me take a quick look at Mogo. I do have a very small position in Mogo. This is a fintech company, right? And in Canada, they do like mortgage loans. They do a lot of different stuff. Let's take a quick look at their website, just so you guys can understand a little bit about them. So they have a form of a way to invest in Bitcoin. They have like cash back with Bitcoin rewards. So it's a pretty interesting fintech in Canada. Super small market cap, right? Like we see this, the company is a market cap of 475 million Canadian dollars. So super small. I feel like the price relates a lot to crypto just because it deals a lot with it. Right, I feel like it's correlated, but overall the business doesn't look too bad. So I want to take a look at their investors relations right now to see how their earnings came out. And they do make a bit of acquisitions, right? They make acquisitions of some more fintech small companies to expand their overall product. I don't see the results yet. They haven't posted them up here. Maybe they put them up here. Donald, if you can have a look at DM, thinking to buying Friday and sell Tuesday. They have earnings Monday, very different from DDD, but it's in the same sentiment. Can be a nice play. Oh, Donald, that's gonna be a quick play though. That's something I don't think I can help. Maybe we can just take a look at the overall fundamentals of it, but I don't know how that might help about a quick play around it, Donald. Mr. Bear, per the S1, Airbnb's lockup expiration should occur sometimes in the second quarter of 2021 after they release their first earnings report as a public company. Okay, Mr. Bear, so this is okay, so they don't have a specific date. Riz, hey, good morning. What's going on, Fizz? Faraz, yes, Celsius, man. Celsius is killing it today. Let's just not try to look at it too much and let it do its own thing, right? Good morning, Jose. Do I have to call you Joe or Jose? My Bascar, my name's Jose, so Jose would be best. Not sure where Joe would come from. Uh, but either or, regardless, I'm fine with it. Mr. Bear on the market beat, but is an estimate. So let's see. Third consecutive quarter of accelerating net members, up 35% from quarter 4 of 2021. Second consecutive quarter of accelerating sequential growth in subscription and service revenue. So they are increasing ownership in Canada's leading crypto trading platform, CoinSquare. Fizz, have you heard of CoinSquare? To 37% while retaining warrant to increase ownership up to 48%. Ended up with over 120 million in cash and investments, right? So this is a company with 480 million dollars of Canadian market cap, and they have 120 million already in there. I'm guessing they're a pretty cool play, it seems, if you really want to have a form of fintech kind of hitting the crypto current market as well. Adjusted EBITDA was a loss, not too much, of 1.1 million. Compared to same period, it was actually positive. As they increase overall things. Okay. So this is definitely one I'm gonna probably take a look at later on. But it's looking pretty exciting. The stock right now is up 1.43% after our pre-market. Fizz, you might have seen ads for CoinSquare. It sounds familiar. I don't follow crypto though. Okay. Well, now if you do, Fizz, if you do see some ads for it, let me know. All right. So what stocks? Let's take a quick look at Jeffrey. You want to take a look at Gevo? Let's take a look at the stock real quick. So how's everybody feeling today? I mean, yesterday was an insane day. Did anybody do any last minute selling? Any last minute buying? Trading View is what I'm looking at. Let me open up Trading View. Let me also open up. Let's see what helps Gevo. And let's open up Simply Wall Street. And does anybody have any plans? And hopefully I am sharing screen. Am I sharing screen? Yes, I am. Okay. So let's take a look at Gevo. Polly, beat down out of cash. Yeah, Polly. So that's something. I mean, I put money to work almost on a weekly basis. Now I've kind of had a change of some of my income. So the past few weeks I haven't been purchasing. But now things are going back to normal for me. Well, to some form of normal, or some form of consistency. So now I am going to start putting money into the market again, but instead of weekly, I'm just doing a little bit bigger every other week. So I think tomorrow will be a time when I enter again, and I got to see where to add, even though I've actually been adding the past 2 weeks. But now it's going to be consistently again. I felt bad buying C at close, but I think it's a good price. Fizz, I do think so. Fizz, I enjoy C, you know I do. So I think any price for long terms is a good price. A lot of red yesterday. Hopefully a big turnaround today. Ralph, for sure. Right, I mean, and I think that's the thing, right? I kind of mentioned it earlier. We're seeing a lot of red days, and then after those red days, we see a small green, and we kind of forget about that red day. I kind of like it, right? Because it makes sure we don't get too much emotionally destroyed. But at the same time, right, these red days can continue. I'm planning to sell some value stocks and tier 3 stocks, possibly sell Martin. I mean, as long as you have a plan, right? I don't think any decision is a bad decision as long as you have a plan and understand the risk, right? I think I might not follow you, but I might do the same of selling some value stocks. I don't know if I might sell any other stocks outside of my value stocks, but that's a video I'm actually working on today on some strategies on how I'm gonna do what I'm gonna use that money for. So Mr. Bear may have a dip due to margin calls going out yesterday. Oh, Mr. Bear, you did post that on Discord, right? There were margin calls. Got to see how that works out. Nice, Donald. You bought Array. Which one's Array? I haven't really heard of that one. And more Celsius yesterday. Jay Teles, that cat bounce. Yeah, I want to say that's probably what's gonna happen today. Definitely a dead cat bounce. I don't think there has been any major changes still to really have this whole shift back into growth stocks, right? There's no reason why today, out of all days, is the turnaround day, right? Telling us again, right? It doesn't mean it can't happen, and to me, long term, I'm still bullish. But sometimes we have to be some form realistic of what is going to happen. And guys, while you're here, make sure to hit the thumbs up. It definitely helps a lot with the channel and with the algorithm. So I didn't think that TT's call was too bad, Fizz. Oh, nice. I haven't looked at it. I know you just finished Unity's. What did you think about Unity's earnings call, Fizz? Baskar, hi Jose. I see all EV stocks are going together. Is it good to keep one stock like NIO or Tesla, or distribute money across all XPEV? So yes, so right, normally that's what happened, Baskar, right? The all companies within the same market all tend to trend really similar to each other, right? We saw it with e-commerce, we see it with semiconductors. So let's say I personally am not too familiar with all the EV stocks. I don't think it's right or wrong. It depends. As long as if you maybe have one good stock that you really enjoy and that you're really, really excited about, maybe it might be better to just pick one stock. If you just don't know too much about the competition, if you don't know too much about a specific company, maybe a form of ETF style, especially if you have free commissions and if you have fractional shares, then I would probably distribute money a little bit here and there, right? I think that's kind of similar how I did with the overall clouds during March, right? So I saw overall cloud stocks and we're doing good in March of last year, right? But I didn't know too much about the whole market. So instead of buying one of them, I ended up purchasing a little bit of each, and overall great returns still to date. And I'm happy I did that. Maybe if I knew more about that specific market, I would have gone with just one stock. But I think both ways could be really well on Baskar. Oh yes, for sure. And that's something I talked about this in my video about Unity, right? That overall movement from 2D to 3D. I actually did that video before listening to their earnings call. I was just reading their overall report, and I'm happy like I had that same thought that the CEO was mentioning of how that 2D to 3D is a whole different movement to outside games. Baskar, look at Arrival, CCIV, and GM. Those are great ads. I'm bullish on those three. Mr. Bear, I don't like, I don't, not that I don't like, I don't know much about Arrival. I could say CCIV and GM. CCIV for sure, right? That one I feel can definitely be bullish. I can see the bullish thesis on it. I haven't seen GM. I have seen Ford, and Ford does seem pretty strong right now as well. And I feel like companies like GM and Ford and like Volkswagen kind of being overlooked right now. Hey Jose, how's it going? Market is green today for once. Fat metal. Let's just, it's just the stock market, guys, trying to throw us a bone to make sure we don't go crazy. I mean, right? If we continue to see the overall red days, I feel if we see constant red days, I feel emotionally some of us are just gonna be drained out. So even though these green days aren't as green as the red days, I feel like it helps reset emotions. Biz, the metaverse stuff is cool. I sort of don't like the word of to me it's kind of a hype word right now. Agree that everyone uses now, but John's explanation was good. It was definitely really good about the metaverse and how there's different, how his explanation of the metaverse, right? Yeah, so right, GM, and I mean, right now we're seeing, I do think a lot of these EV stocks are still getting hit pretty hard due to the overall semiconductor shortage, right? I mean, Ford itself said that for Q2 they are expecting 50% less car production, which that's insane, right? For such a big company. Imagine these small players. Mr. Bear, I like GM autonomous division. Personally, I think they will spin that out in the future. Oh, nice. I didn't know. Again, I don't follow it, Mr. Bear. That's pretty cool that they have their own. I'm pretty sure all these companies have their own autonomous division or some form of investment towards it. But I didn't know GM was that powerful that you really enjoy it just for that, mainly for that reason. I have just decided I will be adding some Baba and Unity today. Nice, and Judo. those are not. I don't look at Baba too much, but I know there's pretty bullish. The company overall fundamentally looks pretty strong, right? I think the major risk is just the country it's residing on. Unity, completely bullish on that one, so pretty cool. Mr. Bear, the Hummer platform is what Cadillac is using. Did some big decisions and strategy changes for my portfolio yesterday. What are some of those changes, if I may ask, Fat Metal? I like to hear other strategy, right? It's good to understand how others are trading. It doesn't mean we have to follow them, but it's definitely great to hear. Can't wait to have my family enter my call and laugh at me as I try on a green shirt. That is too funny. I was wondering, you were talking about the overall I bought about the Murderverse, right? Fizz, Fat Metal. I bought more Baba today and yesterday as well, and Judo. Oh, nice. It seems a lot of you guys. And Fat Metal, quick question. I know crypto took a big of a hit. I think you're any changes on your crypto thesis? What are you doing? And Fizz, Jose, my mom was able to buy a car and get a pretty good deal. A Mazda CX-5 or something, and she said they had pretty good supply of cars on the lot. That's pretty insane, Fizz. Here, my mom she's actually looking for a new vehicle as well right now. And a lot of the cars are not on the lot, she says. So I don't know if it's the ones she's looking. And the only ones on the lot are the super expensive ones. Heard the Ford EV F100 could power your house. Yes, David Becker. So at the Ford, I don't know if it's not the Ford EV, it's the Ford diesel. It's actually not meant for energy saving. It's actually meant to be used as a power tool. So for example, when Texas had the shortage, a lot of people used their trucks to power their house. So I think that's such a cool move, right? It's a diesel not for energy savings. It's diesel for the ability to power the tools. And those are the people that purchase those vehicles. I thought that was actually pretty cool. Crypto is very scary for me right now. Are scaring me. I stopped buying more crypto yesterday, so 20% to cover my cost basis. Nice, good. I'm not sure if that's a good move, but as long as it's a plan, right? Fat Metal. Poncho, in short term we will lose, but in long run we will win. This is buying season, Pilot. I agree, and I'm happy to see someone, right, who has multiple, right? You've experienced 2008, I think you mentioned last time. So having someone with that type who's experienced it to some extent, share that type of mentality is pretty good to hear. Christopher, I bought a little more Tattoo Chef before market closed yesterday. I know you probably hit a little down, but I think overall Tattoo Chef, their earnings look pretty strong. That is crazy, right? Though, so that and Judo, Fat Metal, what are you doing with that 20% that you sold off? Are you gonna put it into stocks, or are you gonna keep it and save it if for some more of crypto buyback later on? Maybe it's different in the U.S. than Canada right now for buying a car. Probably, right? I definitely see the used vehicles. I mean, I just got a used car already, but I like to look at it, and you can just see the overall inventory definitely go down in the websites I normally take a look at. Oh yes, I forget. I mean, some people forget about Babas, right? They have the clouding aspect. I think they're one of the top 5 clouding companies in the whole world, or top 7. I forget. They definitely have a nice market share. Amazon definitely is the leader, but I know Baba is out there. Xavier, Ethereum. Thoughts on Ethereum, Xavier? I don't really buy. I don't know. I own Ethereum, right? I do own. But I don't. I purchased it a long time ago. About 3 years ago, right? So, nope, I haven't purchased anything recently. I know the overall cryptos are doing bad right now. I have no intentions, Xavier, of buying right now, but no intentions of selling any of the cryptos that I own. But at the same time, it's such a small portion of my portfolio. I want to say it's like 5% of it. Pilot, buying all in January would have been the worst, but still, in the long run, you'll be fine. Hard not to sell now and buy. Contrarian, yep. Interest and inflation will go away in a month or a year or two, right? Overall, long term is better returns. Pilot, right? So good thoughts, and agree, right? And that's why I enjoy when purchasing stocks even if things are down, don't spend all the money at once. I never like to throw all that cash at one time. And guys, while you're here, make sure to hit that thumbs up. It really, really does help with the channel's algorithm. Fat Metal, it's a good move for me because I won't have to worry about it. Lots of money in crypto, so now I can't lose anymore. Just profits started running. Nice. My goal is to make 100% by end of 2025 or 200% by 2030. That's 20% a year. Is it 20% a year? Isn't it less than 20% a year? Pilot, right, 100% by end of 2025, but remember, it's compound interest, so it's not, you don't have to make 20% a year. I mean, in theory, if you make 7% every 7 years, you double your money, Pilot. So I think to get 100% by 2025, it's less than 20% per year. I think it's more like 10%. Remember, because compound interest plays. So like I mentioned, right? The 7 year rule. If you get I think it's if you get 7%. What's the 7 year rule? 7 year rule compound. Oh, you meant analog? Okay, yeah. So what is it? I forgot what it was. Oh, it's 10%. Well, an average of 10% every year will make you double your money. We'll have 100% in 7.2 years. Okay, but you were doing more analog style. That's impressive if you can do that, right, Pilot? I don't know. Those are some strong numbers. Those are definitely some strong numbers. But let's see. What else are we looking at? Is market open yet? Are we in market? Nope. We still got 4 minutes for market to open. I want to take a quick look at some charts in a bit. But let me keep seeing the overall chat. So Fizz, you really love TTCF story. They have a super clear vision of how to become a big player. Hopefully they can execute. So far, I'm pretty impressed. You know, the only thing, Fizz, I want to say that I find super funny, not super funny, is they're so interested or so invested in the oral tortilla. Like, I feel like that's what they kept talking about in the earnings call, how they were gonna move into the whole tortilla market and how they're gonna start production of the whole tortillas. I'm like, man, are tortillas really that impressive? I mean, obviously I eat them, but I didn't know there was such a huge market for them. I thought that's what they spent so much time talking about in yesterday's earnings call. So Fat Metal, you're keeping the 20% in USD crypto that is pegged to the dollar and collecting daily interest payments. I'm getting 5.8% interest per year. That's pretty intense, right? And since it is pegged to the dollar, I'm guessing the volatility isn't too much. Pilot, after inflation, it will still be over 10%, possibly a lot more. Stocks drop more. Very true, right? Biz, Baba Cloud is still early days. Lots of room to grow. Pilot Poncho. So Pilot, are you also in some crypto? I did not know that. Fat Metal, if crypto market crashes and we're entering a bear market, I will start DCAing into crypto again once we hit a bottom. Fizz, why? What happened to crypto being an inflation hedge? Was it really all Tesla's Elon Musk's talks yesterday that he's not taking BTC? Was that the whole real tipping point for the company? For crypto? If so, that's pretty crazy, right? I'm very new to options trading. So do you have any video on options margins calls? Bascar, no. Options trading is super, in my opinion, risky. If you do option trades, though, this is probably my favorite trade. Tastyworks. This is probably my favorite people for options trading. Tastyworks, or is it Tastyworks? Yeah, it is Tastyworks, but they have a different video. They have a different site. Sorry, Tasty Trades. Then. So, Baskar, if you really want to learn about options trading, these are the people to learn from. They teach you about all different They have here all different types of spreads. My favorite spreads are usually the credit spreads. They have them here. all over here. So it's definitely pretty good to learn from them and to understand what you don't know. They also have videos, a lot of videos on it. So definitely take a look at Tasty Trade if you want to learn about options. Options are definitely one of the riskiest things I've ever done, and I don't do it anymore. Viz, I agree about the tortilla thing, but if you look at Armies, a lot of their popular products are frozen burritos. Oh wow, Fizz, I did not know that. That's probably, that makes a lot of sense though. Pilot may overtake Bitcoin even. People know about environmental damage of Bitcoin now. That's so crazy, right? That how that just happened yesterday. I mean, Cuban, what's his name? Mark Cuban, came out after Tesla. It's so weird, right? Seeing Elon kind of like shoot it down and then seeing like some other billionaire kind of shooting it back up. I thought it was just intense that we're in that type of world right now. David Becker, seems that the battery on the Ford 150 Lightning will have the ability to power a home during an outage. That is insane. So I didn't know they were doing a battery on the Ford 150, like making an EV Ford 150. I know they had the hybrid one. So yeah, that is brand new news. That's why I got confused. I thought you were talking about the hybrid capabilities. I didn't know the EV capability. They were doing an EV F-150. David Becker, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, there's no volatility. Always between 1.01 and 0.99. I'm guessing that's on USDT, right? On the crypto US dollar. David Becker got that from 10Crunch. Blah blah blah. Pilot Poncho, I think it's more knowledge of the energy. Crypto is having a rough time in general. Elon was the tipping point on crypto on an overall 4% day for crypto. Also, Elon talking about energy consumption for BTC like they didn't know that 3 months ago. That is pretty crazy, right? Obviously, I mean, how do you purchase something, or when you talked about it 3 months ago, how did you not know about it, right? I think that's such a weird thing. It's kind of annoying. Riz, tortillas are super cheap, so I don't think they plan to just sell on their own, but rather expand their product line to include tacos, burritos, and snacks. Ah, man, Fizz, I don't know how you guys do it. Every time we get on here, you guys get me super, super hungry. Baskar, have you a position? And so what tier? Kevin, tier, yes, Sorens is a tier 1 stock for me. And I kind of did, one thing I did mention, I haven't been purchasing. It's out of my tier 1 stocks, Kevin, it is my smallest out of the 4. But I do own it, and I wasn't buying into it yet because I did believe the chip shortage would have some effect in the stock price. I don't think it did. I think just the overall growth stocks in general is having some effect on it. But the stock is sitting at $82. I don't know why I'm not getting no charge. Is the stock being purchased or something? No. It's weird. I'm seeing no charts available. Normally that happens if let me just make sure there's nothing happening with Zarens. No, it doesn't seem like it. It's really weird that I'm not getting an overall chart on it. That usually, let's see, is it just me? Yeah, it is down. It's 82. Now is when I wouldn't mind looking at it some more. Let's see. All right, so market did open. Let's take a look at stocks, but let me keep looking what you guys were mentioning. David Becker, the 19th, they're introducing the F-150 truck and some other EV stuff. That's pretty crazy. It's insane. I'm definitely gonna keep an eye. I don't have a position in Ford, but it does look interesting. Jose, if you're hungry, make sure to eat Lucky Charms and keep the day green. I'll have to think about it, Fizz. I might say that Lucky Charms for another day. And Gravity reports tomorrow morning, not expected to be a great quarter. Well, if you don't, I mean, let's hope that's what has been priced in already. But right now, what do we have? Celsius started off. Let's take a look at charts. Charts. There we go. Let's take a look at my 3-day. Oh man, C, not gonna lie, C is looking pretty attractive. I think you might have made a great move, Fizz, on it. Look at that, sitting right there. I think that's, and it historically, that's where it normally bounces off in. So C does look super, super nice. Again, not buying recommendations. I am not a professional. But here, Celsius is up 5%. Let's take a look at it through the day real quick. but it is down already from opening. Right, I think it started off about 10% up, but still 10. Fastly is just playing with everyone's emotion. It goes up 10%, drops down 10%, goes up 2%, drops down 5%. But Fastly is definitely, you can see it's definitely building base. It's building base at where it's at right now. So that, yeah, I mean, if we take a look at C in the daily, that was on the 3-day. On the 3-day was 50. On the daily, it's still a little bit far from the 200. But when I take a look at 3-day, I like to look at the 3-day time frame with the 50-day. I'm pretty sure that's the 50-day. I always forget. Oops. Yeah. And it's looking very, very juicy for C right now. And what else do we have? So we have Fastly. We have Octa up a bit. Octa is one I do enjoy too. Skills is up again. Skills has been playing with people's game emotions. TWO, I don't follow it too much. We have Roku up a bit. I think Roku is definitely look at it. That one's definitely sitting at the 200 moving average. In the daily things, this is one of. Let me actually do this. I'm gonna start doing this. I'm just gonna start putting green in ones I think look good for this week purchase. It doesn't mean I'm gonna purchase them, but ones that look super attractive. I might put Fastly, not Octa, not Skills just yet. Wait, actually, maybe Octa Skills too. They are below. Roku for sure. Roku looks really nice to me right now. Man, everything is actually pretty down. Everything actually just looks nice in general. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna put everything in green here, so let me not do that. But let's see, what else do we have? We have a little green today, right? My whole portfolio is green, but that doesn't mean anything, right? It was down pretty big yesterday. C is up already 1%, so Fizz, you were probably the biggest genius ever. Jose, this is what it's like to buy in Canada. I bought C at 23, now it's at 216, and I'm still down because 1% of fees and exchange rates. That's insane. That is insane, Fizz. I would hate that. Fees, I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine, right? We had fees here in the States until about 2 years ago. But when I first started, it definitely hit. Hopefully Canada, the brokers there start to do free trading. Yeah, so Fat Matter, only problem you're having with C is the path to profitability. They're spending so much damn everywhere besides Garena. They don't have the same margins as, for example, Teladoc. Very true, right? But I do think, I personally, right, Fat Metal, I think C has a bigger total addressable market than Teladoc. So right now, while Garena is just fueling them with cash, right? Garena is just completely fueling them with cash. They're investing in these growth companies. So how I see C right now, C is like, let's say I have a lot of income coming in my way as personal, right? If I'm C, a lot of income is coming my way. Right now, growth stocks are taking a big hit and they're not expected to make money, but in the future, they are expected to make money. So now, while I have a lot of money coming in from some form of income, I'm investing in those growth stocks, right? Even though they're not doing that well. So that's exactly, C is pretty much doing what I'm doing. So I guess that's why I enjoy C a lot. Seeing it in that type of way, seeing C in that type of way, right? They're using that income that they have right now to invest in those growth stocks, for example. Obviously, they're not investing in growth stocks. But hey, Celsius is going back up, getting some more of those gains. Pretty good. I agree with Ben. Some more red days would have been nice. Especially marketing spending is so high. Some people are assuming that C might be subsidizing their revenue with marketing and low margins. Apparently, the C region is looking primarily at price when buying online. That's true, right? That is definitely a good thought, right? The overall market spending. And that's something that a lot of people have been keeping an eye on, right? A lot of people are keeping on that on scales, right? A lot of this bonus cash, for example, that they're using as marketing expense. So definitely something to keep an eye out, Fat Meadow, and definitely something to kind of be worried for. Fizz, you're down to about 3% cash. I think that's still a lot more cash than I have in my portfolio. Not outside, but in my portfolio, right? I think my portfolio to actual cash ratio is kind of scary. It's about 50%, right? So it's I do have a lot, but I have no intentions of using it. So that is the concern, that once they want higher margins, when they have high user base, the users could switch to competitors. Fat Metal, very only reason why I'm not making C a tier 1 stock for me. Great reasons, right? I do believe those are great reasons, and that's why I don't think it's bad to have different people with different mindsets, right? I mean, it's good to open up that can of worms, and some investments are not tier 1s for other people, and that's the great thing about the market. Christopher, I don't mind red days at all, especially when they fall on my paydays. Agree. Red days on paydays are definitely the best days. I'm gonna make a shirt. That's gonna be a shirt I'm making. Red days on paydays are the best days. Yo, oh man, that's that is true, Fizz. Now that's great. Now you come up. How can they switch when all of the buyers and sellers are already in that platform? Winner take all in most markets. Fat Metal, what are you? So you have Baba, right? What other Chinese e-commerce are you in? Are you in JDD? Are you in JD and PDD? Those are the only two e-commerce I can remember from China right now. Pilot Poncho, make Jose. I have to make that into a hat, right, Pilot? Red days on paydays, best days. Oh man, all right, Pilot. You got me excited about that. I'm gonna just start wearing that. I'm gonna have that on when we have red days. But overall, right, market isn't too bad. Nothing really big in my portfolio is down. Tencent has been lagging still, right? Tencent has been a lagger. It definitely has. And this is crazy, right? I'm not much of a technical hat. A technical guy. Did I say technical hat? I'm not more of a technical guy, but these are lines I drew a few months ago, and right, you can. It's crazy how it just. Sometimes even the broken clock is right a few times a day, right? Twice a day, right? That's the saying. But most of these are just things I've had in the past. See, with Fiverr, right? These are ones, it's crazy. These are lines I've had in the past. So there might be something to that technical aspect, and you can see it bouncing off here. Fiverr is looking pretty interesting for sure. What else do we have? Gravity's up a bit, 1%. Nvidia is up, but still, right? 550. It's not anywhere where I want it to be. This is still. I'm still waiting for my $1 trillion market cap Nvidia. But you can take your time. Here with me. All right, this is actually one I might get into. Fizz, Baba and JD are very undervalued. Fat Metal, man, you sound like what's his name? Bill Brennan. Yeah, he enjoys his JD. Baba and JD are two of my 3 biggest positions, 7% each. Nice, Fat Metal. Maiton is somewhat into e-commerce as well, and like 4%. Oh, nice. Did I do a video on them, or did we take a look at it in the stream? And guys, remember, hit that thumbs up. It really does help a lot with the channel. You know, sometimes I forget I'm even live streaming. I just really enjoy the conversations with you guys. Jesus, I got a bit late, but hey, bro, what's going on, Jesus? Hope you're doing good. Robert, you want to take a look at UTC? Let's take a look at that one. Wait, I feel like someone did mention a few stocks they wanted to take a look at. I completely forgot about it. Overall, first, Robert, in technical terms, not a technical guy. Yeah, Fizz, right? If NIO does drop below 28, there's not much volume at all. But there's, I mean, right here is where, let's fix it up. Right here is where it's at right now. And it's supportive there, pretty strong. And right now, the overall EV market in China is still, I heard it's booming still, right? It's doing better than expected. So that could be some great news for NIO. Maybe one I might consider adding on to for sure. Fat Metal, that's what we did. We took a look at it in the stream. So Robert, right, let me go back to UTC, right? I just, Fizz kind of got me distracted All right, fundamentally, I mean, technically, the stock doesn't look bad where it's at right now, right? I like my 3-day chart. I like looking at the look. Now let's take, I don't know what they do as a company, but now after technicals, let's take a look at fundamentals. This is a small cap, $3.6 billion. They manufacture snacking products. Wait, they make, never mind. Then I know about them, right? I don't think I'm not much of a snacking guy, but I want to see what they have. Images. Yeah, I'm not much of a chips guy, or a pretzels guy, or a popcorn guy. I normally don't eat anything outside of just food. Not much into the chips, but all right, they're a big brand. Obviously, we've seen them before. Overall, yeah, I see them in every store here. I definitely know of them. All right, so now I know of them. So they're in the snacking products. Super small market cap, right? $3.6 billion. If we take a look at future growth, I mean, this is COVID definitely impacted them a lot. I'm guessing restaurants. I'm guessing stores closed. Maybe restaurants. Maybe people weren't buying during COVID situation. A lot of chips. But overall, oh wow, it went public via SPAC last year. So maybe some of this information might have been from the SPAC information. But now let's take a look. Right now, the company is expected to grow 6.6%. Not a heavy growth company, but they are profitable. They are positive in cash flow from operations, and they're seeing strong growth in those earnings. So fundamentally, okay. Do they pay some form of dividend? They do pay a small dividend. This is weird. Why am I getting a market cap here of 2.09 billion, and here I got a different market cap? Here I got a market of 3.6. Is this a Canadian? No. Very, very interesting. I don't know who's right now. Who is right now? Who is this market cap? Either 2.1 or is this market cap 3.6? Let's take a quick look at financial health. Financially, they are financially okay, right? I mean, not okay. I don't like their financials. They have very low cash compared to debt. Obviously, most of this debt is probably long-term, probably in form of factories or facilities. But overall, I'm not liking it, right? I'm not liking it. Robert, or whoever was it, Robert? Not a huge fan of the fundamentals again, and me personally, not a fan of chips in general, right? It could be a cool company to just have. Companies like these probably give great returns, right? It's been up nonstop, but it has seen a 20% drop from its all-time highs. Counting today's drop, I'm guessing it's because of earnings. There's not too many food companies I own, and if I do, I want them to be some nice hyper growth stock where I can see some strong growth in the future, right? There's the two food that I have right now are just Celsius and Tattoo Chef. Hyper growth stocks, right? I can kind of see them expanding in the market. I personally can't see where UTC brands, again, I don't know too much about it, but I can't see where the chip industry can really grow from here. And analysts don't expect much growth either. So again, it doesn't mean it's a bad investment, right, Robert? Just not one that interests me at all. Mr. Bear, coupon is looking exciting at prices of 28. Seems fair value, but with huge. Is it that low already? Oh, you lied to me. But this one, right? This is just starting off. It's just IPO'd, and it's a lot. I forgot what was the IPO price though. Was it like $40? Why is Google being not showing me charts right now? So let's see. What else do we have? Robert, David Becker, potato chips. Got lucky about German analytics database X I showed you a few days ago. Bought the dip and already nice fat metal. It's not luck, right? I mean, it's. I don't think it's luck. I think it's you did your research, and you found a buying opportunity. Bear, agree about coupon, and I heard they are opening an office in Singapore. Could they be expanding? UTC, pretty interesting. I have to take a little bit more. I know Big Buck was into coupon. I wonder if he still is. Hey, Jose, Array got annihilated yesterday. Rebounding today. Conference call was terrible. Guidance for the year pulled. Thoughts? Mr. Monk, I don't know ARYY. Let's take a quick look. But you already, I mean, you already feel one type of way, right? You're saying you don't like their earnings calls. You thought their earnings calls was terrible. They pulled back on guidance. Pulling back on guidance, I don't think it's completely a bad thing. Actually, yes. What kind of market are they hitting? I don't know much about ARA, right? But if you didn't like their earnings call, if you believe the company is shifting, that could be some form of red flags, right? I don't follow the company, but I think, Mr. Monk, that's more of you understanding, hey, what's happening here? Is this company still the same company I invested a few years ago or a few months ago? Or has my thesis changed overall after that earnings call? And I think that's something you have to decide. But year to date, right, overall, so it's solar, right? I don't follow the solar industry. It is down 65% from year to date. Probably a little bit more from its all-time highs. About 71% from all-time highs, right? So let's take a quick look at fundamentals. Let's see what we can find out fundamentally about the company real quick, Mr. Monk. This is a super small company, $3.2 billion. If we take a look at future growth, the company is expected to grow at decent levels, 15.3%. This is overall growth stock. The company is experiencing some form of downturn between March to now. So I'm guessing this is the main reason for the stock price, right? 2020, and it's not like they could blame COVID or anything right now. Maybe it might be semiconductor shortage. Maybe that's why they're pulling guidance. If that's a reason, then I don't think that's a bad reason. Obviously, semiconductors are really affecting the overall industry. So for them to pull guidance for that reason, Mr. Monk, I don't really consider that a red flag. It might be a scary year for them though, and that's something that can definitely happen until we have the overall semiconductors chip shortage go back to normal, not be a shortage anymore. But we can see the major impacts have been decrease, or they're now negative in earnings. There was a strong decrease in revenue. Even though they are positive in cash flow from operations, I'm guessing the overall expectation for this company has taken a big hit. So Mr. Monk, I overall fundamentally the company doesn't look bad. I'm guessing it's gonna be a lot due to the shortage in the chip industry. Now let's take a look at fundamentally at balance sheet. I'm not liking this, right? So this is another thing I don't like. They have a huge amount of debt compared to cash and short-term investment, even inventory. And they recently built up that debt, right? One has to understand, Mr. Monk, why did that debt come into place, right? So before making a decision, Mr. Monk, the following questions is what I would make you have, right? The following homework. First, try to understand why this company increased the debt, right? So why did this company get about $400 million in debt last quarter? The second thing I would want you to go check is, why did they pull out guidance? Was it because of chip shortage? If yes, then maybe that's not really a red flag. The third thing is, why was there a decrease in revenue and earnings? If those reasons you don't like, then maybe you have made your answer. You've made your decision already. But I think those are the three main things that I would look into before making a decision, Monk. Biz, yeah, but sort of Coupon business model is very centralized about Korean culture, right? I don't think they have easy time expanding. That might be true, right, Fat Metal? But in theory, they could have learned a lot from that culture and just overall expanding there. So I think they can use a lot of what they learned to expand into other cultures or into other markets. Fat Metal, just can't get excited about Coupon with their small addressable market of just Korea. South Korea has 50 million people. They also expanding. Pilot, so you're not into it. Nice. Riz is, damn, Peloton is up 5%. I think it's because I bought Fizz. That's exactly what. You should have just bought. Did they give you Fizz? Did they give you a date on when you are going to receive it? Let's see. What is overall market up right now? So Gravity's up 5%. Celsius is up 7%. Skills is up. Overall market looks okay. None of my Shopify is not doing too well. I mean, it's not doing bad, but not too much red. Fiverr is still out down there kicking. So Mr. Monk, I hope that helped. And if it did, make sure to hit the thumbs up. It really does help with the channel. So is there any other stock you guys want to take a look at right now? And before we go, is there anybody, what are you guys purchasing today? Is anybody purchasing anything? C is at 209. 211 here for me. All right, Kevin, you want to take a look at LVMH. So let's do a quick look at the stock. And Jesus, have I looked at Lenovo? No, I have not. So first thing I'm seeing LVMH, right? Kevin, first take a look at technicals. Again, I don't do much technical. I don't decide if I buy or sell on technicals, but I do decide how much I might buy. First thing I'm seeing is this company is pretty overextended. So what does that mean? If I do like the company and I want to enter in the company, I would just enter with the small position because it is overextended and buy a bit over time. So that's the first thing technically. Now let's take a look at the company fundamentally. And again, after that, we still have to, what is this LVMH? Why is he not showing up? Is it Hennessy Pilot or Louis? No. Do they are they both the same? LVMH. Okay, I think it is. Yep. Okay. Does Hennessy own Vuitton? I didn't know that. Okay, well, let's see. Future growth. The company is expected to grow 11.4%. So strong growth company for sure, right? Not a strong growth, not a weak company. Growing at some decent levels, 11.4, especially because the company is already profitable and it's already positive in cash flow from operations. So this is what I would consider value growth, right? Value growth are companies that are profitable, giving some type of strong growth, and what's going on, Lucy? And also positive cash flow from operations. So that's what I would consider already strong company. If we take a look, do they pay some form of dividend? They have a small dividend, so that's another good thing for this, right? A growth value stock that pays dividend just becomes a little bit stronger. Now, if we take a look financially, the company has, remember, they are profitable, they are positive, so I'm not going to be super strict on their balance sheet. They are a teeny, actually what I normally do, this is an inventory company. So they have 20.7 billion euros, did I say that right? And 13 billion euros in inventory. What I normally do with inventory is I cut it in half and I put it into cash and short-term investments. So that's about 6.5. So in theory, they have about $27 billion in cash and short-term investments. Again, that's just what I normally do. So in theory, they are not leveraged at all. They have more cash than they do debt based on my little strategy that I do. So overall, the company does look strong fundamentally, right? Good growth, not strong growth, good growth, positive in earnings, positive in cash flow, strong balance sheet, in my opinion. Now let's take a quick look at, they do pay some form of dividends. Private companies own most of this company, so it's private firms. The only thing I would say, if I was to enter this company, it would just be right now with a small, yes, I do believe, and Jose, you think it's overextended. That's the only negativity I want to say about it, Kevin. Again, I don't know much about the overall market or the overall business. We just look at fundamentals. When a company is like this overextended, Kevin, it doesn't prevent me from buying. It just prevents me from buying too big. I don't know if I would make an excuse to sell out of it though. Maybe if I thought it was, let's say this was a company. Okay, now so if I wanted to buy, how would I do it? Right now, I would just buy with a small position. Now, let's say I needed to sell. Let's say this was a value stock and I was willing to sell because I wanted to enter some more growth stocks. Because it's a bit overextended, I also wouldn't mind selling it right now to buy some more growth stocks. Pilot, take care. Have a good day. Fizz, take care. Enjoy the meeting. And let's just take a look at GNOG. Is that a stock, Lucy? Oh, Golden Nugget. Okay, Golden Nugget. First thing, this one has been taking a huge hit. Right, online. This is insane. It's wow. Was this a SPAC? It was a SPAC, right? And now it's sitting at pre-SPAC, near pre-SPAC levels. That's intense. if the online gaming, right, gamification of casinos, definitely an interesting market for sure. So stock wise, I mean, price has definitely taken a huge hit. Let's take a look at this company. Future growth. This company is expected to grow 37.8%. Right, Lucy? So strong growth company for sure. They're not expected to be they're expected to lose profitability and cash flow from operations. Don't understand why. Something to keep in mind of. If we take a look at their health, financially, I don't like it. They have too much debt compared to cash, especially if they're not making money right now. Because of their leverage. So GNOG, for me, Lucy, something I would pass on. Definitely something I would pass on, mainly because of this leverage of their debt to cash. If I did want to enter, this would be a speculative play, super small speculative play for sure for me. Mr. Bear, so this one does whatever DraftKings does and it follows, but DraftKings has been, even though DraftKings might be down, overall it's still good, right? It's still been doing pretty strong in long term of things. But that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. My time is up. I am gonna release a new video today on just the overall I have some strategies coming out today of strategy video. Air, thinking about buying Baba today. Thoughts? Fairly new to stocks. So first, Squarespace video. Mr. Bear, I'm not sure yet. I have yet to see what videos to really do. So Air, if you're fairly new into stocks, I would say the best bet, if I was fairly new into stocks, I think the best bet to get your feet wet is to kind of get into ETFs. And even though it sounds boring, some form of index fund ETFs, those are how I would start off. And then learn more about investing over time, Air, right? And once you learn more over time, then maybe you can start hitting individual companies. First thing I'm going to say, right? Maybe Baba might do amazing, right? It might do great. There's always buying opportunities. There's always going to be there's innovative in the world, right? So there's always new companies. There's always going to be a new company that would give you great returns in the long term of things. So there's no rush. If you're just starting off, get some ETFs, I would say, and just learn a little bit more about the market. That's how I would play it. Because yeah, like Fat Metal said, it could be a bumpy road. 099. All right, Jesus, just for you. This is the last one. 00902. Is that Nano Dimension? Guys, Lucy, I would. Jesus, give me let's take a look at MGM. And then maybe Jesus can give me if 0992 was Nano Dimension. All right, Fat Metal, take care. So let's see, what are we seeing first of all? Man. Actually, Lucy, I think I'm gonna pass by on this right now. I am getting brain fog right now, and I don't think I can take a look at any more stocks, Lucy. But I might do a video on MGM. I have done MGM before, I want to say. So definitely take care or look at that video, Lucy. I'm pretty sure I've done MGM. Jesus, I'll take a look. I haven't. I don't know why it didn't pop out on here. Lenovo. Let's take a quick look. Maybe Lenovo. Lenovo for me is easy because it's in the overall technology market. So market cap of $117 billion. Future growth. The company is profitable. It is positive in cash flow from operations. Because of that reason, it's been strong in the past, Jesus. So this company is not expected to grow much. Because of that, I'm not too excited about it. Maybe it might be a play for someone who wants a strong dividend yield. 3.11% dividend yield for the company, right? So that's pretty strong. This is more of like a values play. Maybe if I don't want to have too many growth stocks and maybe want something with a value play with a form of dividend, this would be the company I might sit on. The stock price overall is not too overextended. It's kind of sitting by its 50-day moving average, but looking at the 3-day. So not overly extended. At these prices, if I wanted to enter in it, I would probably enter with a little bit bigger than small position, so like a medium size. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy. Take care, have a good day, and see you guys tomorrow.